Alright, now that we have all the components to the bench actually cut to the proper sizes, the first thing I want to do, which very well could be a huge mistake, is glue this piece of 3/4 inch plywood to the bottom of my bench top. Again, because I do have the wood grain alternating from vertical and going between vertical and horizontal, I think this piece of 3/4 inch plywood being glued to the bottom will help try to keep the bench itself from, twisting, cupping, or bowing over the years. But it very well could restrict too much wood movement and cause the bench to blow apart. Well, I guess only time will tell. So I'm definitely glad that I'll be able to show you guys kind of how this all progresses. But so I'm gonna go through layering up the sandwich. After this, I need to put a piece of 1/4 inch plywood to go on top of this. And the reason why I'm adding the 3/4 inch plywood directly to the bottom is because I want my vice jaw to actually end up perfectly flush with the bench top. So because my bench is only 2.5 inches and the jaw is a little bit thicker than that, by adding the plywood to the underside of the bench top, I make it thick enough for my vice jaw to come out flush. One thing I am a little worried about though is whether or not gluing plywood to the bottom of my bench top will actually cause it to explode or restrict expansion and contraction. But that's something that I think my bench top would do very minimum anyway because of how I actually oriented all the grain on the top. So hopefully this keeps everything nice and flat throughout its entire life of the bench. The next thing we need to do though is attach the cleat to the back apron and then stand up the front apron, so that we can start looking at the next steps to actually start cutting all the leg joinery. So again, I don't have a set of plans, but I'm kind of working off of the vision that I have for the bench and kind of what needs to kind of happen to make sure that it's nice and strong throughout the construction. So if you guys have enjoyed this, make sure you stay tuned for the next portion. Leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.